Heyo, it's Chris, aka Rufotris. So this is the part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go watch the last video. That's the part 1 of this. But let's go ahead and jump on in and get going. So I'm gonna stick them on some dop sticks with the wax now, using my little candle warmer setup. And in between the last bit and this, I actually polished the backs of these a bit. You can see the window in there, bit of a good reflection. That pocket in there, the way the light hits it, almost makes it look like fire agate in there. But it is not fire agate, it's just a little pocket of quartz druzy or something. Anyway, gonna throw some dop sticks on these. And then in part 2, we'll get to polishing them. Stay tuned. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is dop wax, and we use this to keep stones onto the sticks for a couple reasons. Definitely saves your fingertips from bumping the wheel, but it gives you a little bit different control over the stone while you're working it. You can get some rounded edges a little better. You can make facets a lot smoother. All around, it's a very nice, handy tool to have your stones on a stick. And you need to make sure that your stones are warm as well, so you can see my stones are on the oil warmer here. That way, if the stone is cold and you press the wax to it, it'll just harden the wax and not even stick to the stone. And here you can see me fidget with the stone because I'm trying to get it on there a little better. It wasn't very level, it's kind of crooked on there, so play around with it a little till it's on there nice and level. This obsidian one came out very nice. So anyway, here they are thrown onto some dop sticks, and this is not all of them. I actually added a few more after this, but you can see 4 of the zebra jasper, 1 of the Montana agate, and 1 of the Beacon Hill moss agate. But I added the obsidian, another zebra jasper, and another moss agate after filming this part. And then unfortunately lost all of the footage that I filmed right after this of shaping them on the metal 180 wheel. So I'm not sure whatever even happened to the footage. I don't remember deleting anything, but it's just gone. So here they are shaped on the 60 grit wheel, and then we're gonna jump ahead to after they've been shaped on the 180 grit wheel in just a moment here. So again, this is how we left them at the end of part 1. But I want to take just a moment and remind y'all to check out my high-tech diamond affiliate link down below if you haven't already. And if you're interested in getting any equipment for your Dremel or machine, or need some stuff for your machine, check out my link. It helps me out and you get a discount. Alright, so this is where I lost some footage. I went to the 180 grit wheel, I checked both my phones, and there's no footage to be found, nothing in my deleted. No idea what happened. I didn't fill up on space or anything, so it's just missing video, or I never hit record, but I'm pretty sure I saw the little timer going up there. So yeah, anyway, this next part will be after I've done them on the 180 grit wheel, and we're just gonna skip all that footage. But there's a nice little transition here of after that. Just keep an eye out. I love it. Ooh, so smooth. And just look over, and there's girls sleeping together. Hi, babies. That's so cute. No, don't get up. My bad. Alright. I've got my phone on not a tripod, but a kind of wobbly thing, so forgive any movements. But I've got these all roughly shaped up. This one fell off the dop stick, unfortunately. I think I had the back too polished because I kind of started to polish them before putting them on the dop sticks, and then realized that was probably a bad idea because then it's too smooth and has nothing to grip onto, which I found out. And like 3 of them fell off and I've had to put them back on. So you can see there, It would have been squished down and remelted like this one to try and keep it on because it fell off. This one wasn't in there before. That's an obsidian I started polishing. You can't see it there. The gold sheen is hiding just under the surface there, but that's going to open up. So here's the 5 that came from the same stone. Got them all shaped up. And they're ready to go to pre-polish, final shaping, and the pre-polish step. Looking pretty good. A couple free forms. Well, they're all free forms. Almost a nice oval there. This one's kind of triangular. And then we've got these pieces. That'll be my personal piece. This one's going to be for We the People. And if you want one of the remaining pieces of the moss agate, or of this agate, or of any of these, or anything, just let me know. And I'll polish it up and make a video of it. But let's move on to the next step. I just finished these on the 180 grit wheel. Now that they're done on the 180, we're going to move on. So I thought it might be fun to show a little before and after what this wheel does. So they're all currently shaped on the 180 grit wheel, which is that metal wheel. I already did the 60 grit, then the 180. Move on here to the, oh my gosh, I think this was the 220. I have to look it up, I forget. So let's check out the difference. From that to this. I would say those came out pretty well. I'm very pleased with that. And I ended up popping that one back on its stick. Let's get you up to the mix there. Oop, 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 oop. Okay, blend it out. That gold sheen is starting to show through. That mossy agate is looking awesome. Oh, time to move it on to the next wheel. I'll bring it in and let y'all watch this one. I just changed the wheel and then went to change again and forgot I literally just did that. Okay. We're ready. Put my mask on. Put my safety stuff on. Let's start with my cam. I ended up having to mute this part and do a voiceover later because I forgot to turn my machine off and it was just too loud and was covering up my voice. Anyway, it's dry here and I could see hardly any scratches, but there was still a couple visible scratches and some uneven wobble right here on this side where I was examining it there. It's not a nice even flat bezel, so I need a little more time on this wheel, and then we'll move on to the next one, and we're gonna skip ahead to that here. Might have to go back a wheel, it's bugging me. There's just a couple scratches right there. I don't know if there's something in my wheel here though. Feeling like this wheel might be contaminated. And I'm gonna see if I can clean this off a bit. I think there might be something on my wheels scratching this up, because those scratches weren't there on the last step. And now they're all over this one, and this obsidian I just did got worse. The obsidian was just looking much nicer than this, and it's now all scratched up. So I think there's something on my 3000 grit wheel that I need to get cleaned off. So I'll get back to you. Yeah, just taking a little break. It's been a minute. I polished a few rocks. So a little buildup in here. I let dry and it needs to be scraped out now that it dried. Yeah. I polished a few rocks, so there's just a little bit of buildup in the flat lap. So unfortunately, I confirmed by moving back a wheel and actually being able to remove those scratches caused by the 3K wheel. So for those who don't know, this is the 1200 grit wheel. The orange one I was on is the 3000 grit wheel, meaning it should be a finer, smoother polish than this blue wheel. But unfortunately it was leaving scratches in the pieces, which are now mostly gone. There's like 2 little ones left right there by my thumbnail. But it was leaving a whole bunch in here that I was able to remove with the blue wheel. So I think I need to try and figure, as I said before, cleaning that out. And what I'm gonna do is start on the first wheel with this and run it through all the wheels, and see if once we get to that last wheel, if we can't work out whatever's in there contaminating it. So I'll time lapse through it and we'll get to see this bonus piece done here. This is from the Utah Banana Agate. So I just went back to the 1200 grit wheel. No, there's no visible scratches. Now I can see if the 3K wheel is cleaned out or not. Just gonna hold it in one place here. You can see 3 scratches in it right here, so definitely still something embedded in my wheel. So I decided to skip to the end here on the final polishing wheel. So that one was already polished. These ones are not yet. Although it looks great. Gonna give it its final polish now. So this is the one piece I'm for sure keeping for myself, but everything else you see today is for sale. I love the way the UV pops on this one. And it's something that I collected myself from Beacon Hill, so don't think I'm letting it go anytime soon. So I'm definitely happy with how these came out. And if you're interested in any of these pieces, let me know. I definitely am happy to wrap any, but my wrapping skills are not that great yet, so I recommend, if you're good at wrapping, to do it yourself or have someone else who's good at it do it. But I'm still a beginner at wrapping, so lots to learn. But check out that zebra jasper. I like how it ended up looking all spotted. I could not see that on the rock before when I first had it, but once it took a polish, all of the pieces looked really spotted. That was kind of a strange little surprise there. We'll take a look at those in the black light in just a minute before we end the video. And this one is got the backing on it still, like the wax, so there's not a lot of light coming through it, and it's kind of deceiving how the DOP wax is adding a green effect to it. But this is a very see-through Montana agate, so we'll get the wax cleaned off and get a better view of that one later. And then, oops, yeah, my light was not where I thought it was there. This one, this is my keeper. This piece is going to stay in my collection. Look at the depth in that. It's so amazing. It's got so much going on in there. This is from Beacon Hill. This is a piece that I mined earlier this year. We got a few pieces out from Beacon Hill, and I got a few slabs of it, and got some of the nodules cut up. Got one of those big ones cut in half that you've seen. And only a few more pieces of the slabs left, but I might cut the last big nodule I have up into like a few more slabs, because if we can get material like this out of it, it might be worth it. I definitely enjoyed it. Anyway, moving on. This one unfortunately broke. This was the one for We the People. And it took a little tumble and it broke along a fracture. There was a weak point in there that I had seen, but it had managed to hold together throughout making the rock until it fell and hit the ground and snapped. So I spoke with them, and she was okay with me just repolishing it, as you see here. Made the one piece into two. It was really sad, but something can still be done with that. You can still wrap them together. You can do like a two-piece wrap, or even use one as in a ring. That smaller one with all the blue could be used in like a ring, and this bigger piece it's like a normal cab for whatever else. Anyway, real quick, I forgot to mention, so I'm going to take this one back a couple wheels because I had polished it up to the 3000 grit wheel and it was contaminated and scratched up really bad, but on the 1200 grit wheel this was looking really nice. So I'm going to take it back to the 1200 and then up to the 14,000 grit wheel from there, and we'll just skip the 3000 and see how it looks then. I'll do a short video on that one in the future, but let's go ahead and check these other ones out in blacklight now, see what they look like. Okay, had to battle to get that in focus with the blacklight. And a couple little hairs. A little bit of something in that Beacon Hill mossy agate. The zebra jaspers, those are the ones that really pop. These ones are pretty cool. Oh, this little one too. Not much, but there's a little glow in there. So thanks for tuning in. It's 11:23. It's late. It'll probably take a while to get this off the editor and then uploaded to YouTube and then processed fully, so I guess we'll be doing a morning premiere and you'll be watching this either in the morning or later. Imagine that, me not running on time, as if that's a first. Thanks for watching, y'all. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Here's a quick sneak peek at something else I started working on. Some of you may have seen the rough polish on that. That'll be in my next video. Stay tuned.